The title of this episode refers to the inevitable end result of the loss of free speech in our country. If you happen to watch episodes 4 and 50, I go into detail on how legacy and social media, with the endorsement of the Democrat Party, control what people see, hear, and say. And I was wrong. Well, maybe not entirely wrong. The Democrat Party does control the narrative in the United States. However, they do it with our blessing. We are partially to blame because of fear and apathy. And our inaction to correct this may eventually cost us the neutering of the First Amendment. In this episode of Office of the Patriot, I'm going to put a spotlight onto what social media is doing to control what you see and hear, but also what you say, and what you, as a consumer, can do to protect your rights under the First Amendment. Hello, and welcome to the Office of the Patriot. In this office, I try to make sense out of the nonsense of the progressive left. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your continued viewership. It is appreciated. If you are a returning viewer, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future presentations. And if you are a first-time visitor to my channel, well, congratulations on finding it. It's usually hidden by the YouTube algorithm. However, I hope you find the content worth coming back for. My name is Myron Ybarra, and I'm your host. I'm going to start today's episode with just a little bit of my background because I think it's germane to this presentation. Many of my subscribers know I am a retired peace officer of almost 30 years. Towards the end of my career, I obtained my Master of Science degree in criminal justice because I enjoy teaching, and I was interested in finding an adjunct teaching position in this field post-retirement. I knew that I wasn't built to just sit at home following retirement, so finding something fulfilling and fun to do with my time was very important to me. I also promised myself that I wouldn't engage in any work that I wasn't passionate about. And as fate would have it, I was fortunate enough to find an adjunct teaching spot almost immediately after retiring. However, California's response to COVID put a quick damper on that, and I was right back where I started. While I was working towards my master's, I took a political science class and really enjoyed it. I started delving into conservative ideology, and I discovered why I believed this way. And that's when it hit me. I should parlay this into my very own YouTube channel, and here we are. It's fulfilling work, and it does take up a fair bit of my idle time. For example, to upload one video, I invest between 10 and 15 hours of research, script writing, thumbnail development, and video editing. And this doesn't include time to cross-promote each presentation or to respond to comments. And if it sounds like I'm complaining, I'm not. I really do enjoy the work, especially when viewers take the time to comment. The satisfaction I get from people taking time from their day to watch and listen to what I have to say is, well, humbling. What does it take to have a successful YouTube channel? Well, all of the common traits that pretty much any business owner has is what you need in order to be successful with YouTube. You need to have drive, ingenuity, patience, and personal investment are some of the primary traits. Next, there are certain topics that are more successful than others in developing an engaging and thus profitable channel. Much of this depends on what your channel focuses on. And unfortunately for me, conservative commentary is probably one of the hardest topics to gain an audience with and to become profitable. Some of this is the fault of legacy and social media, stifling conservative speech. This is because they have a pretty tight grip on the controls of what you can see, hear, and say. And these controls are employed very effectively. Topics like the jab or prophylactics that deal with schmovid will likely get your presentation shadow banned at best or removed in all likelihood. That's if you are a conservative commentator. To see how effective YouTube algorithms are, I did a quick test using a friend's home Wi-Fi and his laptop to search for my channel. He doesn't have a YouTube account and he doesn't subscribe to any YouTube channels. In fact, his online footprint is pretty small. His computer and his Wi-Fi was the perfect tool to run my test. Using just some of my more popular video tags, words, and phrases, I tried to find my channel or videos I produced. After 3 or 4 pages, I gave up trying. I found that in order to get to my channel or one of my videos, I had to type in the name of the video or the name of the channel exactly. So unless you know me, the channel name, or video name, or by chance you stumble across my channel, the odds are you will never find it in a random search. So why is this happening, and what do we do to change it? The easy answer, again, is to lay blame at the foot of social media. But as the title infers, blame also lays with the viewers. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm to blame too, since I'm also a YouTube viewer. The reason why we're doing it, or rather not subscribing, is either apathy or convenience. In the case of the former, conservatives have been a punching bag for a little over a decade. And after you've been slapped around and demoralized by being told that you're immoral or racist or any other derogatory adjective, subscribing to and watching channels that have anything to do with politics or current social events has very little appeal. That's where the apathy comes in. If you don't see it, then it must not be there. In the case of the latter, many viewers don't want to clutter up their page with hundreds of YouTube channels, so people, myself included, well, at least before this presentation anyway, are very particular about channels they subscribe to. And that's one of the problems we have regarding spreading conservative commentary amongst the public. If people don't subscribe to new and upcoming content creators, one of two things is going to happen. The creator is just going to get burnt out, and he or she is going to stop producing content. And that's what YouTube wants in the first place. Or the creator perseveres, but never really gets any real audience because of the lack of subscriptions and views. The channel just stalls. So from here on out, I am going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to start subscribing to upcoming conservative content creators, and maybe even content creators of subjects that are outside politics that I'm interested in, to ensure they have a chance to keep creating and presenting to the world. I did a couple of searches for conservative commentary, conservative channels, and podcasts, and came across 3 channels where the content was well presented and informative. The first is the MCR. The MCR bio reads regular Americans talking about politics and topics of the day from a conservative point of view. This sounds like what I do, so it was a no-brainer to subscribe. The next is the Black Conservative Perspective, which has quite a few more subscribers. This, or rather think Hodge Twins commentary and presentation without the twin. And the last is Flyover Conservatives official channel, which appears to be the 6th official channel that they've had as a result of YouTube censorship and deplatforming for violating community's guidelines. Sounds like they've been pretty successful in bucking the YouTube algorithm, so they have my support. Each of these channels offers a very unique perspective on conservative views, and their content is definitely worth the watch, and I've included links to each of these channels in the description below. Many of you may be thinking that this video is merely a self-serving marketing exercise to get more subscriptions and thus more views. And I would be lying if I said that wasn't one of the goals. However, if we collectively do not start helping other conservative content providers succeed in a sea of liberal woke ideology that is YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, then independent conservative commentators like myself are going to fall by the wayside. And then all you're going to have is Fox News and a couple of social media conglomerates that are nothing more than placating crony capitalists marketing themselves as conservatives. And when that happens, free speech will already be dead. This concludes today's presentation of Office of the Patriot. If you enjoyed the content, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share my channel on your social media. Again, it is appreciated. And as always, have a blessed day and stay safe out there.